So a couple of things that I got out of this one, and this class is really making it hard not to go any kind of political way, and that seems to be the best examples I can think of. Like I said before, I don't follow mainstream media. I tend to do my own research. Now there are a couple of guys that I do follow as far as politically with the nation's news and stuff like that. Um, the reason why I follow them is because whenever they have reported something wrong in the past, they've actually come out and apologized about why um, they reported it a certain way, and they corrected what they put out there. Um, but that goes so much along with what we're talking about this week. Media controlling our brains. The whole intro to this video this week um, about how media goes in and controls our brains. Um, I was watching a video earlier and they were talking about the debate last night and said something about, one headline pushes people's thoughts one way and the same headline can push people a totally different direction. Um, and that goes hand in hand with what we're talking about here, especially when we're talking about the two different types with the two-step flow and then the uses and gratifications. Um, I really saw those pretty relevant last night during the debate. Um, but also the other thing I really got about with this video that we watched this week was how propaganda works, and they talked about it. Um, someone like Hitler took over with the use of propaganda. He used fear um, to make people hate one group of people, um, and that's scary. That he could take the whole every bit of media that Germany had at the time and have them all stating the same exact lines and push this agenda. Um, Now, I'm not saying anything going on here in the States is like that. I'm not saying that at all. But uh, if you pay attention enough to the the big news broadcasting companies, your ABCs, NBCs, CNN is one of the worst when it comes to it. And that's my personal opinion. I'm sorry if that offends you. That's just my personal opinion. Um, but they all repeat the same lines over and over and over and over and over again. Every single one of them, especially in this last 10 years, with the whole presidential runs and candidates, they've mentioned the same exact lines. And that's weird when, it's kind of funny when one news broadcaster keeps bringing it back up over and over, but when the same four or five companies keep bringing up the same stuff, it gets injected, much like that needle or that bullet that he's talking about in the video. Um, the uses and gratifications media we agree with, and then we get to feeling good because of the media and because we like it. Um, I guess I kind of fall more into that category. Again, I'm more apt to do my own research, and then the guys that I do follow for the news, um, the other thing is they're the only ones I've seen that cite their work. Um, you, if you ever have a question, you can go on their webpage and you can look it up exactly where they got their information from. And just because you get your news from CNN doesn't mean that's all bad either. Don't get me wrong on that because there's a lot of times where they cite things from CNN um, or Fox News or MSNBC or whatever. They use all of them, but the thing is, the fact checking has to be done, and kind of like like I said, when you get to where you're liking the way something's presented to you, you tend to stick with it, right? Um, the other thing I really picked up on was the mere exposure effect. People tend to develop a preference for things merely because that is what they're familiar with, enjoyment and influence of our media diet. So, like I said, I tend to follow. independent reporters that do cite their work, do their research before they even mention it out on the air. And then they've been known to where if they've been wrong on something, they've come back and apologized and reissued a statement on it and also re-reported it in the correct manner. So those are the kind of the things that I saw that in the video that I really kind of agree with and kind of picked up on. Again, it's this class is really making it hard not to go political. I'm really trying to be as neutral as I can. I don't want somebody voting one way because I say for to go for it. Um, I want people to make up their own mind, and that's kind of what I'm trying to push towards. That's the part about being American.